your members' positions on these issues and communicate with them. I also think that the power of speaking to a broader audience is incredibly important in educating, informing, and I'm talking about the press, whether that is by a guest editorial, a letter to the editor, by different forms in which we educate other citizens about the urgency of the need for now. Those are ways that I think are very powerful. And to be very honest with you, when Adlai Stevenson, who some of you who are history majors may know, was a great United States Senator, he said, "When I get the heat at home, I see the light in Washington." And so I would urge many of you to talk, not only to send a letter, but to call and seek to visit on that time that you may have, individually, collectively, to see members of Congress, to talk to them about these issues and about the urgency of this. And I think those are some of the powerful ways in which you can transform just your simple but significant thought into powerful action. And there are many others, but those are some I think you should consider.
I'd just like to point out that Provost Dine has also joined us today. And I don't know what else to say, the commitment Rutgers has towards global warming. Do we have any more questions? Right here.
Hello, my name is Dina Haggag and I'm an undergraduate student, and I have a question for the Senator. Like Doug said earlier, we have been hearing a lot about solar and offshore winds, and I was wondering if you personally agreed with offshore wind power here in New Jersey, and if so, if you were going to make sure that clean energy was used in the bill, if you had any plans to completely and absolutely conclude that they would be used as opposed to just something that's thrown around.
Well, one of the things I appreciate, I don't know if this is circulated widely, but there is a section here, as we talk about what the government can do, we have power ourselves to do things about how we can affect global warming, and there is on the inside of this pamphlet a series of things that average citizens can do. One of the things I do in my PSEG bill, I actually apply, I pay a little bit more, but I pay for clean energy, a clean energy program, I forget the exact name of it, Clean Power. And I do that in living my own life to, in one way, affect it. We may not think that's powerful, but if 9 million people in New Jersey would do that, it would be very powerful. And it starts with one. It starts with one. Secondly, I became the first United States Senator to offset my carbon footprint. So I had Rutgers determine, in fact, I gave them my travel, I gave them my usage, and I said, how much is my carbon footprint? And then I offset that through the Clean Energy Program. Thirdly, I have been one of the biggest advocates of solar. You mentioned solar as well. I'll get to it in a moment. New Jersey is actually the second largest state in the nation after California in the promotion of solar energy and the solar industry. Part of that is because our Board of Public Utilities has a very good program to incentivize both private consumers for residences as well as for commercial purposes because it's a rebate program, a benefit program to incentivize that, as well as federal tax credits. And I'm one of the biggest promoters of those federal tax credits because I know what it can do for New Jersey in terms of creating jobs and opportunity, and more importantly for our environment. Thirdly, on wind energy, I support the diversity of renewable energy sources, and I believe in a portfolio of those renewable energy sources, and that includes wind at the end of the day.
We're running out of time.
Okay. And I guess I'll go with the first one. I'm actually out of student from Maryland. And in Maryland, one of our biggest problems is algae blooms in the Chesapeake Bay. And I know that one of the major problems that Maryland and Virginia are trying to do is to have a statewide ban on phosphates in dishwasher detergent. And I'm pretty sure that New Jersey's in the Chesapeake watershed, so on your bill, would you be willing to also maybe do a national ban on phosphates in dishwasher detergent?
Well, be honest with you, that has not been a focus of our global warming aspect. That is an environmental challenge. I think it'd be called for in another context, not necessarily, that this bill wouldn't necessarily be the vehicle for that. And we certainly would consider it as a separate, apart standing issue.
We have one last question. Right. Right from the back.
My question's for Vice Provost. New Jersey passed a bill that they'll reduce the global warming by 20% by 2020 and 50% by 80% by 2050. But what benchmarks is Rutgers setting for this? I know that you were talking about for the future things that are going on here, but do we have any specific dates with percentages?
We've basically said that our program will conform with the governor's program and also conform with Mayor Booker's plan as well.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions. Senator Menendez, before we wrap up this event, the students of Rutgers actually we'd like to present you the collage. My signatures for a few students, so if you'd like to step up and collect that, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's great. We will.
Come
Visit us at 1 Gateway Center, 11th floor, and we'll hang it up there. All right. Thank you.
I'd like to thank all the panelists and everybody for coming out here and supporting us. Thank you.